We now want to shift gears and talk about a topic really about hunger when it comes to senior citizens and how to kind of end senior hunger. So, joining us this morning to talk more about this topic is Josh Protas. He is the Chief Advocacy and Policy Officer at Meals on Wheels American. And Josh, first off, thanks so much for taking some of your time to speak with us this morning.
Thanks so much, Matthew. I appreciate the chance to talk about this.
Yeah, no problem. I was doing a little bit of research this morning and I found that according to feedingamerica.org, more than 7 million seniors were food insecure. This was back in 2022. So I can only imagine that has grown here within the last, 4 years?
It's actually about 14 million older adults who are now food insecure. It's a dramatic increase. It's a big problem.
Man, it certainly is. Wow, that is more than double just in 4 years. I know Meals on Wheels, you guys do a lot for the senior community. Kind of talk about why this is such a big topic right now and some of the efforts you guys are doing at Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, the crises of not only senior hunger, but also social isolation are rising dramatically in communities across the country. We have millions of older adults who are waiting for the nutritious meals and moments of connection that they need and deserve because local Meals on Wheels providers don't have enough federal funding to meet growing demand. So that demand continues to increase as seniors are the fastest growing segment of our population. In addition, everyday costs for food and fuel remain high, and vital government programs that support older Americans are facing cuts. So it's a perfect storm of challenges right now, and we're calling on Congress as members of Congress are making decisions about funding for next fiscal year to really prioritize the needs of older adults and to dramatically increase funding for the Older Americans Act Nutrition Program.
Yeah, when it comes to trying to get this federal funding, have you guys heard back from any congressional leaders at this point? I'm assuming you may have written letters or tried to get in touch with them about this.
We're doing everything that we can, and we've made a little bit of progress. So our funding is part of the annual appropriations process in the labor HHS bill, and the House has voted on its version of that bill. There's a very modest increase in funding in their proposal. Unfortunately, that increase isn't even enough to keep up with inflation and with higher costs for food and fuel. So we need much more. The Senate is next in line to work on its appropriations bill. And so we'd love for viewers to join us in adding their voices to call on Congress to really prioritize seniors and prioritize this needed funding boost.
Yeah, well said. And when it comes to funding, how much does Meals on Wheels America actually need when it comes to funding? And kind of give us a breakdown of how much, let's say, one meal would cost when it comes to you guys needing this funding.
Yeah, so the Older Americans Act Nutrition Program is the primary source of federal funding for the Meals on Wheels network. Overall, it provides about a third of funding for the nutrition and supportive services that Meals on Wheels providers offer. Um, Currently, federal funding is about a little over $1 billion a year. We've calculated the amount that it would be required in federal funding to serve all of the low-income, food insecure older adults in need who we're currently not reaching. We're only reaching about half of those in need. So the funding we need is about $2.285 billion, so more than doubling of current funding levels. The costs vary a little bit by community, but typically meals can be between $10 and $15 a meal. They have to meet the dietary guidelines for Americans and are designed by registered dietitians and nutritionists specific to the nutritional needs for older adults. So they try to keep costs as low as possible, but make sure that they're providing that healthy nutrition and then also those moments of connection and care.
Yeah, I think that's well said. And I know, this is such a big topic when you go back to saying how much they cost and stuff. I was doing again some research. You touched on a little bit. A lot of senior citizens already battle with isolation, transportation issues, some are probably on fixed incomes and maybe dealing with, as you mentioned earlier, health related issues, having to pay for medicines and such things like that. As we look forward, what are some viewers here in our Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads area? What can they do? I mean, obviously they can probably reach out to Meals on Wheels, but are you working to maybe partner with other nonprofits in different states to kind of try to get these meals out to residents as you guys wait for funding?
Yeah, I mean the big thing folks can do is to reach out to Congress and urge them to prioritize funding. And it's important not only because it's the right thing to do for seniors, but it also saves taxpayers a tremendous amount. We can provide Meals on Wheels services to a senior for an entire year for about the same cost as 1 day in a hospital or 12 days in a nursing home. And when we provide Meals on Wheels services, we can help those seniors to remain independent at home for longer and out of those more costly settings. But local programs need the funding to be able to reach all seniors in need. So folks can join us in calling on Congress to end the wait by increasing funding for Meals on Wheels so that all older Americans can live nourished and connected lives with independence and dignity. And dignity is a big part of that. So folks can learn more and take action at mealsonwheelsamerica.org/voices for seniors. And we'd love to have a lot of people lending their voices, speaking up for seniors.
Yeah, it certainly takes a village sometimes to come and help each other out. But as you mentioned, Josh, folks at home, you can go to mealsonwheels.org, correct?
Mealsonwheelsamerica.org and /voices for seniors has information about how to lend your voice and connect to local programs as well.
Perfect. Well, there you have it, everyone. Well, Josh, we certainly appreciate you taking time to speak with us, Chief Advocacy Policy Officer over at Meals on Wheels America. Certainly a big topic right now. As you mentioned, it has more than doubled, up to 14 million seniors now facing some type of food insecurity within the last 4 years. That has gone up 7 million people. So we will definitely stay on top of this. We'll keep you posted on the latest updates. Josh, again, we appreciate you speaking with us.